What's up, people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie. Over here I love to discuss all things fragrances. So if you're someone that is into smelling good, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. As you guys read in the description of this video, I am going to be talking about a new fragrance that was recently added to my collection. Okay, this is another Liquid Imaginaire fragrance, and this is Dom Rosa Millésimé. This is what the packaging looks like. I know you guys can't really see it, but it says Dom Rosa Millésimé here at the top, and then again it's by Liquid Imaginaire. So how did I come about this fragrance? Let me just talk about it. For you guys that follow me on my other platforms like Instagram, and well, I only have one, and that's, well, I actually have two, but I don't really post to TikTok that much. I have my reasons why. TikTok is a little ghetto. I'ma just keep it 100 with y'all. There's ghetto activity going on over there. I know a lot of brands reach out to me and they want to send me things and they want me to post it on TikTok. I don't really mess with TikTok that much anymore. I mean, in the beginning, like maybe about a year or so ago, I was going hard with TikTok. Like, I really was. TikTok was fun. I was doing these little voiceovers, the little TikTok viral videos and the dances. Well, I ain't really do that much dancing because I really can't dance. But I was doing all that. Like, I was doing all of that. But for some reason, I just felt like TikTok was a little messy. Like, the people comment, and they comment whatever they want to on Instagram, like, but I just feel like there was an undertone with TikTok that I really didn't care for. And so I've kind of stopped. Well, I actually have, not kind of. I have stopped posting on TikTok. I still have my page up, but I don't post as much. But anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a post that I put up about receiving this fragrance. So how this fragrance came about was a friend of mine gifted me this fragrance for reaching 10K on YouTube. And so he asked me what I wanted, and I was like, well, I knew I wanted another Liquid Imaginaire fragrance, but I wanted Bloody Wood. Is it Bloody Woods or Bloody Wood? I don't know. I'm gonna put a picture of it here in the video so y'all can see it. But Spicy looks, I saw a recent video of hers that she may have put up about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. She was going through some of these decants or samples that she had received, and Bloody Wood happened to be one of them. And I was like, oh my God, the way she described it and how her face just lit up in that video, I was like, that is totally something that I feel like I can vibe with, and that was my first choice. They gave me a bunch of samples, and I'll go over that too in the video, but Bloody Wood was not one of them, and it was so odd. So when I was texting him and I was saying I wanted Bloody Wood, for some reason I felt like I wasn't gonna get that fragrance. I felt like I was gonna end up with either Dom Rosa, the OG, or Dom Rosa Millésimé. And here we are, I have Dom Rosa Millésimé. So go figure that. Maybe I put it out subconsciously in the universe, I don't know, but I just had the feeling I wasn't gonna get Bloody Wood, even though on the website it said it was available, but when he got to the store it was not. I'm gonna spray this fragrance. I'm gonna give you guys my first impressions. I still, like, a part of me still feels like I would have liked Bloody Wood more than I like Dom Rosa Millésimé. Now, there are two versions of this fragrance, which I just mentioned a few seconds ago. There's the OG and there's the Millésimé. From what I understand, and this was a total blind sniff for me. I can't say blind buy because I didn't buy it. But it was a total blind sniff for me. Like I didn't know what I was getting into. I watched maybe 1 or 2 reviews. Of course, I love to go to Fragrantica as a reference for note breakdown and things like that to see if it even has any of the notes in it that I love. And so I was a little kind of on edge about the champagne note that's in this fragrance and the rose. I know, I said it a trillion times that I am not a rose girl. I have to retract that at this point. I feel like I'm totally a rose girl, but the rose has to be done in a specific way for me to enjoy it. And this rose is very different. It's very different. It's very specific, okay? And a little unusual because of the woods in it and all that. We're gonna get into the note breakdown and things of that nature. You open it up, opens up like that. I just wanna give you guys the full presentation. There's a little pouch that the fragrance actually comes in. I have the fragrance here in my lap. And there's a card that comes in the box that gives a explanation of the fragrance. It's like a little poem or whatever, and poetry can kind of, it's like art in a way for me, where you kind of leave it up to the reader's interpretation of what is being said in this poem. And I feel like this poem, even though it's beautiful, it's a little complicated and a little, I don't know, it's a little complicated because I don't see how roses are on, I know roses have stems and vines and leaves and things like that, but are they on grapevines? Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Anyway, before I get too deep, this is what the bottle looks like. It's a beautiful bottle. I love, now I don't know if the bottle is this beautiful red rosé color or the actual juice. I think it's the actual bottle that is this color. And this is the back and the front and the top. Let's go ahead and spray this into what I think. Now, I haven't sprayed this, or where's the top? Did I lose the top? What did I do? Oh, top way over here. I have not sprayed this or worn it since the night I actually got it, which was probably like last Tuesday. So let's just talk about the notes. In this fragrance, there's citrus in the top. I can get it right away. In the top, there is champagne, there's pomelo, there's pear. In the middle, you get damask rose, you get olibanum and cloves. In the base, you get woody notes, vetiver, guaiac wood, and cedar. So the base is really, really giving like a heavy woody presence. But you guys, at initial spray, and I think it's the pomelo. I've never ate a pomelo. I've never held one in my hand. Like, I've never seen one in the store. But looking at the picture, and I'll pop a picture up, it looks like a fruit. It looks green in color. It kind of looks like something like a pear or something like an apple. But I am thinking that this is probably, the pomelo is probably part of the citrus family, like an orange, mandarin, grapefruit. I think it's in that family because it is heavy on the citrus when I first smelled this fragrance. Should I spray this on my skin? Let me spray it on my skin because it actually does something a little different on my skin. Let's do that. Let me let it dry down. But y'all, I get this super bright citrusy note, and it smells almost like a grapefruit, but I know it's the pomelo. And let me just mention this. I am not a big, okay, I drink champagne, but I don't like the way champagne smells. And some of you may agree, some of you may disagree with me, but champagne just doesn't smell good to me. It depending on, I guess, on the champagne, like the maker of the champagne, if it's something cheap or something like that, if it's a sparkling champagne or Prosecco or something like that, it all depends. Like, I'm used to drinking sparkling champagne. My champagne has to be kind of fruity and sweet. I don't like the brutes, okay? Those come off tasting very bitter to me. And I usually just don't go for champagne by itself. Usually mixing champagne like with orange juice, you know, to create a mimosa, or maybe some cranberry juice or something like that. But rarely do I drink champagne on its own, because I don't like the way it smells, and I kind of don't like the way it tastes, okay? But instantly I get that grapefruit or that pomelo. I get the pomelo. And now that this is drying down, when I tell you they have literally bodied that champagne note. And I know it's synthetic. Unless there's real champagne in here. And it possibly will, you know, it could be real champagne in here. I don't know. I doubt it though, because it would turn or something and start stinking. I'm pretty sure the champagne note in this fragrance is synthetic. But when I tell you guys, they bodied it. They absolutely got it right. This smells like Prosecco. It smells like champagne, possibly some fruity type of champagne, but it's very much giving champagne. It is very much giving champagne. Maybe I'm getting the fruitiness from the pear, and I like how the pear in the champagne is at the top, because without that fruity component, I don't know how I would feel about the fragrance. The rose in this is very prominent. Now there is some differences between rose, Turkish rose, May rose, Damask rose. I can smell the difference between all of those roses. I feel like I do have a fragrance, or a few fragrances in my collection that have a note of Damask rose, and it totally smells like that. It's kind of giving me like a dry, kind of dusty rose type of scent. It's not necessarily bright. It's not like a Turkish rose where it's very deep and you know, kind of very rosy or earthy. It's not like that. It has a very bright presence, but it still smells like a dusty rose, if that makes sense. I don't know, have y'all ever smelled a dusty rose? I've never put my nose up to a dusty rose before, but if dusty rose had a color or a smell, it would smell like the rose that's in Dom Rosa Millésimé. It would smell just like that. The woody notes are very prominent in this fragrance, like you can't miss them. And I think that's where the breakdown kind of comes in, because I sat with this fragrance once I sprayed it, and I was like, usually I know instantly if I'm gonna really love a fragrance. I can't say that I love this fragrance at this point. Do I like it? Yes. I can't say that I'm in love with it, because as it dries down, it's the champagne with the rose and the woods. I'm not used to that combination in fragrances. And so I was sitting with the fragrance, okay? I was sitting with it, and I was like, what does this remind you of? Like, what are you getting? What are you vibing? What's coming to your mind when you smell this? Like, I'm talking to myself. Don't worry about it, okay? And I thought celebration. Like, celebration was the first thing that came to my mind, because I feel like that champagne note actually holds all the way through the dry down, okay? That champagne note is not fleeting at all. It sticks around. The rose does too, and the woody notes. Those are the three things that I pick up out of this fragrance throughout the dry down. And it just reminds me of a good time. You know what I mean? It reminds me of like a party, like expensive, like, you know, you spending money, like you blowing money, okay? Like you're celebrating some big accomplishment. Maybe that's the thought I have tied into this, because it was gifted to me because of an accomplishment. but it seems very befitting for that situation. You know, it's like I'm celebrating like it's a celebration. It invokes those type of feels in me. There's a slight oil, I think, because I see a little sheen on my hands. So, but not like in the Blanche Bête. That's definitely more oily. But this one does have a little bit of oil concentration in it. I can see it. But I feel a little warmthness on my hand. But with that being said, I don't know if this will pull and really perform well in the wintertime. This is totally giving me spring vibes. It's giving me summertime vibes. It's giving me that feel. I don't think I would grab for this in the winter. I mean, I totally could because of the heavy woods in the base. And the rose, I think rose is a great fragrance to wear any time of the year actually. But depending on how it's blended in fragrances, it could be really nice to wear in the wintertime too. But I definitely can't wait to wear this fragrance in the wintertime to see how it's going to perform. I'm really excited about wearing this fragrance though. It's different from any fragrance that I have in my collection, I will say that. But you guys know I don't have a lot of rose in my collection. I probably have more than what I'm thinking. I probably do. I don't have a fragrance that is so champagne-y. This is just, it's all about the champagne in this fragrance. And it just really surprises me how they literally bodied that champagne note. Like they killed it. I know it's a synthetic note, but honey, like they got it right. And I'm always like, if you're gonna use synthetic notes like champagne, like leather, like cotton candy, things of that nature, like you gotta make it smell realistic. And this totally smells realistic. It smells like real champagne, y'all. Real champagne. It smells like rosé champagne. Maybe roses is in champagne. Maybe so. Is that where they get the word rosé from? Y'all can school me down in the comments because I know absolutely nothing about how champagne is made except for the fact that it comes from grapes. Okay, that's all I know. But it smells like a rosé. It smells like a woody rosé fragrance. Okay, when you think about rosé is not really champagne in my opinion. It's more like a wine, but it's still giving those vibes. So I like this. It's not a love for me, not yet. It's not a love for me, but I feel like the more I wear it, the more I will get used to it. And then, you know, it's kind of funny because, yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, I usually know if a fragrance is gonna be a love for me or if it's not. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm definitely not gonna get rid of it because it was gifted to me, and so it now has sentimental value. But we shall see how I feel about it in the weeks to come. I'm definitely going to be wearing this more often because I want to get used to it. I don't know, it's something throwing me off. It's something throwing me off. A couple of you have asked me in my short if it is worth having both of these. Now, I have not smelled the original Dom Rosa. I really want to go down to Neiman Marcus to smell that one, so I can compare it to the Millésimé. But from what I have read on Fragrantica in the comments, this one hits harder than the original Dom Rosa. This one is a little heavier, it's a little louder, it lasts a little bit longer, you know, things like that. That is what I'm picking up in the comments. So I don't know if you should buy both of these or not. The honest answer would be go smell both of them, spray one on each, you know, wrist, wear it around, see how you feel about it, and then make your decision. Now, I want to say the Dom Rosa is going to run you about $200. The Millésimé will run you $280, which on the scheme of things, I can't tell people how to spend their money, and I can't say what's cheap and what's not cheap. It's just my opinion. But this is a big bottle. Is this like a 3.4? This is a 3.3, 100 ml bottle, so it's pretty big. I have spent way more on 3.4 ounce bottles, way more. Okay, so it's not bad for a niche fragrance. I think it's okay. No, it's expensive. Who am I kidding? It's expensive. Like, be real. It ain't cheap. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 samples that they sent with the fragrance, because my friend was calling me from the counter and he was like, they don't have this and they don't have that. Like, I kind of went down the line. I was like, do they have Fortis? And I think I actually have Fortis here. I don't know if I do. Fortis, is that how it's pronounced? I'm not sure. They didn't have that one. They didn't have the Bloody Wood. So he was like, yeah, they have the Millésimé, so I got that one. But anyway, I got Abyss, and they sent me a nice size decant. This is 7.5 mLs. So this is a nice size sample right here, which I don't know why the other ones didn't come in a 7.5. Why not? But yeah, this is a pretty nice size sample right here. Oh, this one, Abyss, is definitely giving me aquamarine. It's definitely giving me aquatic. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know how to feel about aquatic scents. When I think of aquatic scents, I always have a tendency to think of springtime, summertime type of scents, but I'm not the biggest fan of aquatic fragrances. This next one is called Santi, S-A-N-C-T-I, Santi. I will put pictures up so you guys can see the actual bottles and what they look like. Do I want to spray this? I don't know. I did not spray any of these when I got them, but let's go ahead and spray. I want to see what they giving. Okay. Now Santi is a little masculine in my opinion. It's definitely giving me like an incensey, woody type of feel, but I would definitely say masculine. Definitely heavy on something. It's heavy on like some resins. It's heavy on some incense. It's heavy on maybe like some patchouli, something earthy, something green. So that's the direction where this fragrance is going. So I don't know if I would vibe with this one. The next one is Navis. I hope this is not an aquamarine. Why am I saying aquamarine? Like a aquatic scent. Let's see what this is giving. Very different. Now, I may need some coffee for this. Wow, this is very interesting. Again, another masculine scent in my opinion. Very earthy, woody, incensey type of scent. I don't know if this one would be my vibe either. Again, this is Navis. Yeah, that's the N. Navis. Where is my coffee at? Let me get my coffee. I gotta, because this is strong. Navis was strong. This is called Tapis Volant. And let's see what this is giving. I don't know, those last two were very masculine, even though I do like masculine fragrances, but they were a little bit too masculine for me. When it comes to masculine scents, like, I want it to be kind of where a person would smell me and go, I can see where a man or a woman can wear this. Even though they may say it leans more masculine, you still can see where it could go either way. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna put a picture up. Oh, wow, I like this. This is, again, Tapis Volant. This is pretty. Oh, this is pretty. This is giving me like something powdery, like orris or iris. Could be some violet in here. It could also be like maybe some jasmine in here or something. Coumarin. I feel like there's some coumarin in here. It kind of reminds me of, I want to look up the notes. It kind of reminds me of that fragrance that I have, Louis Rouge by Christian Louboutin. It kind of reminds me of that. I think this one is very feminine, in my opinion, but it is a really, really pretty scent. And I want to see if I'm even close to being right. I was right. The iris, jasmine, sandalwood, spices, tonka, and bergamot. So I was picking up on the tonka, but I knew there was something spicy in here. It's very subtle, but you pick up on it. It's there. Man, my nose is getting, it's getting good. Iris happens to be one of my favorite floral notes and fragrances, so I can pick that up pretty quickly. So, and iris does come off smelling very powdery, like cosmetic, okay? Like a cosmetic smell. But this is pretty. I would not buy this one because it simply reminds me too much of Louis Rouge. This is actually really pretty. Very soft in my opinion. You know, something I would wear with a sweater, or if I have on like a pretty dress. You know, I'm trying to be very delicate, dainty, and feminine. Like I would wear Tapis Volant for sure. Okay, the next one is Isle Porripe. Isle Porripe. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyway, let's see what this one smells like. Hopefully it smells good. Woo! Baby, they have some heavy hitters, okay? Another resinous, heavy, thick, earthy, extremely earthy green fragrance. I bet you this one has like some, what's the note I'm looking for? Amber or some kind of resin in the base. Yep, musky, amber, woody, aquatic. I can smell the amber in this one for sure. There's ginger in here. I picked that up. There's fig. There is angelica, bergamot, sishu, artisma in the base. There's ambroxan, cedar, whipped cream, cashmerian, patchouli. This is actually growing on me actually as I'm smelling this. Definitely a fall winter fragrance. I don't see myself pulling for this in the winter time. No. And they're comparing it to the fragrance from Le Labo Noir 29. They also compare it to Bois de Chate by Maison Crivelli, which I've never smelled. But this is actually pretty. Don't know if I would spend $200 on it though. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I will enjoy this sample to the fullest, okay? And once it's done, it's done. Y'all, this fragrance, the Millésimé, that champagne and rose and woody notes, still kicking, still kicking. Okay, the last one is Phantasma. Nah. No, it smells like licorice. There's definitely like some star anise in here or something like that. It definitely smells like, it smells like licorice to me. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I will definitely, I won't be wearing this. I might give this away, but I'm smelling something on my hands that I keep getting a whiff of. I don't know what it is. Something that I sprayed over there, I keep getting a whiff of it, and I really do like it. Like, it keeps catching my attention. But my final thoughts on Dom Rosa Millésimé is it's a like for me. It's not necessarily a love. Out of Blanche Bette and Dom Rosa Millésimé, I like Blanche Bette better, okay? But you know, my nose does this thing where I may feel some way about a fragrance today. I'll totally feel different about it in the months to come. Y'all know how it goes. So it could possibly very well turn into a love for me at some point. But right now it is very much alike. I do like this. I like that woody dry down. I like that woody dry down. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Gucci Guilty Perfume Absolute. It's behind me. It reminds me a little bit of this. Yeah, Gucci Absolute. I said the words backwards. But this fragrance, it reminds me a little bit of Gucci Guilty Absolute Perfume. It has like it doesn't have champagne in it, but it has rose and it has a lot of woody notes in the base. And they're similar. The dry downs is a little similar. All this one needs is a pop of champagne. And it would totally like, they wouldn't smell the same, okay? But they're very reminiscent of each other, in my opinion. That's what I think. I only have a handful of Gucci's. Because me and Gucci, I have a love-hate relationship with Gucci fragrances. Yeah, but that's probably one of the ones that I really, really do enjoy. Again, would I have bought this on my own? Probably not. I'm so thankful that it was gifted to me because I had heard so much buzz around Dom Rosa, the original one, and I always wanted to smell it. And so I think the universe really wanted me to have this fragrance because again, it smells like a celebration. It smells like a champagne toast. It smells like a party. It smells like everyone in the party has a coin, has money. Like it just has a very expensive smell and vibe to it. So if you like fragrances that smell expensive, you will like this fragrance. You will really enjoy this fragrance. So those are my thoughts on Dom Rosa Millésimé. If you have this fragrance, comment down below. Let us know how you feel about it. If you have Dom Rosa, the original, and you have the Millésimé, let us know in the comments. Is it worth having both of them? Let us know how far apart in smells they are. Are they really that different from each other? I'm curious to find out myself because people have been asking me that, and honestly I don't have a good answer for them. So yeah, comment down below. If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video and you guys don't miss out. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. It lets me know that you enjoy my content, and it also lets the algorithm know you enjoy my content as well, okay? Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.